Paddy's review. A review of the weekend's sporting events. Start of the Premier League. The early match on Saturday. Man City demolished Arteta's Arsenal. I thought in this match, Ferran Torres was outstanding. Like there's been a lot of rumours of the last few weeks, like who City should sign, but I think Torres was brilliant. I think he will be the main man up front going forward. Like the way the forward players change the position so much for City is a threat for oppositions. The false nine is working really well for them. After their defeat against Spurs, they followed up with 2-5 wins, and it looks like City are back to their best. They will be uh, the form team this year that will you'll have to be if you want to win the title, because City are the champions, and they will take a lot of stopping because there's so many good players all over the pitch. De Bruyne and Foden haven't been played yet, and they won the last two games 5-0. Like they've embarrassment of riches in their squad. For Arsenal, somewhere the defending for the goals was shocking, atrocious. Like your man Kolasinac, he was very poor, and the keeper, Burnt Leno, he didn't cover himself in glory either. Like there's one thing conceding goals, but it's the manner that you concede. Like they didn't get tight at all. Like they gave City so much room. Like it was disgraceful, to be honest. And then even Granit Xhaka, he made things worse. 2-0 up, or 2-0 down, I should say. And a tackle he made, that was a terrible tackle. They only had themselves to blame Arsenal at the moment. The transfer window over the years for Arsenal hasn't been great, and they haven't made big signings. Like, look at all the other big clubs; they've improved. Arsenal haven't. That's the reason why Arsenal mid-table side at the moment. It'll be interesting to see whether they stick with Arteta or not. Elsewhere on Saturday, Everton's away run continues. Demarai Gray for Everton so far has been outstanding. His pace brings something different to Everton, like on the break with pace, especially away from home. And to sign him for 1.5 million from Bayer Leverkusen, like that's a bargain. Like he's been brilliant for them so far. Benitez has done a good job so far. So I'd say Everton will be pushing for Europa League this year, because a lot of teams won't know how to play for them, won't know how to play against them, especially when Everton play away from home. Also on Saturday, I was very impressed with West Ham again. Not only drew, but the confidence that they're playing with, like it's brilliant. Like they're playing with freedom. The shackles are off. Like Fornell scores a brilliant goal. Antonio was outstanding. Like the second goal that he scored was brilliant. But it was good to see Patrick Vieira get a draw, got the mark. Like Conor Gallagher scored two brilliant goals, but he needs to build on that now. Like there's no point just scoring two goals and doing nothing the rest of the season. Like he needs to use that as a springboard. He needs to kick on at the international break, you know. And the late match on Saturday, Liverpool and Chelsea, it was a frantic first half. Two teams were going hammer and tong at each other. They both played really well. Chelsea went 1 up, brilliant header by Havertz. Could have went 2 up, they had chances. And then Liverpool came back in at the end of the half. I don't think it was a penalty, because I thought there was supposed to be double jeopardy rule. If you hit your knee and then hit your arm, I didn't think it was a penalty. That's what they said before. And he gets a red card for it. I don't know whether it was a real goal score opportunity, but they were pulling under pressure at the time. Liverpool, Chelsea kind of lost their heads at the end of the first half, but a brilliant performance in the second half. Like if you want to know how to show title winning credentials, just watch that second half with Chelsea, how they nullified Liverpool. Like that was a brilliant point for Chelsea, and that'll give them so much going forward, especially when they go to tough away grounds, like when they play City away, United away. Like they can just revert to that. Like so that'll do so much for Chelsea. But for Liverpool, I was actually surprised the way they played. Like usually Liverpool are all over teams, and like they didn't use the extra man to their advantage. And most of the shots they had for long range, So I don't know whether there's something up with Liverpool, but I don't think they'll go close this year, because I don't think they have the squad. They've great players are starting on, but they don't have much on the bench, and that's where it could be won and lost. On Sunday, I was impressed again by Leeds against when the way they play, like even against Burnley not playing well, getting beat, like they still play the same way. They attack at all costs. Like it's brilliant to see. It's so refreshing, and they score a great goal. Bamford, he's had a great week. Called the England squad and scoring his first Premier League goal of the season. Like that will do him the world of good. And then Wolves and United. Oh, United were atrocious in the first half. Like some of their players, like Fred, like I don't know how Solskjaer keeps picking him. Like some of his passes were poor, and then like he was just he got roasted so easy by Triori, you know. So I don't know whether they need to keep playing Fred. To be honest, I don't think he does anything for United. And even like I think their defense is lopsided because on the right hand side you have Wan-Bissaka and Brown now have so much pace, and the other two players, Maguire and Shaw, have no pace, you know, and that's why Triori had so much joy in the game because he was just running on Maguire and Shaw. And Wolves should have won the match. They were so good. They created so many chances. United had Wan-Bissaka to tank in the first half. Brilliant goal line clearance, and then De Gea makes an outstanding double save in the second half. Like that was De Gea of old. How many times has he done that for United over the years? It was a smash and grab win. It was a good goal with Greenwood, but it shouldn't have been a goal because Pogba fouled the Wolves player in the build up. And I know a lot of people are saying the game needs to flow, but if it's a foul, it's a foul, and that's why that goal shouldn't have stood. But you know, title winning teams over the years have won games where they don't deserve to win. So maybe that's that's something that United need to start doing. You know, especially when you go and play away mid-table teams, you don't play well. You just need to grind out a win, and if they can do that going forward, that might close the gap for them. In the golf, the European Tour, the Omega European Masters in the up the mountains in Switzerland. Henrik Stenson plays well again. He's played well over the last 2 weeks. He's coming at the far right time. I think he should be a wild card pick. I'd rather pick him than Rose because Stenson is playing well. Plus, looking at Whistling Straits, it is a tight course, and his accuracy of the tree wood could come into play a lot. So I think he should be picked for that. I was surprised where Wiesberger threw it away because after making birdie on the 16th hole, I thought he was going to go on and win it. So I'm surprised he didn't win. And the PGA Tour, the playoff last night was fascinating. But even the backline battle between Cantony and DeChambeau, like DeChambeau was hitting big shots, but Cantony just kept playing his own game. He was resilient. He didn't give up. He didn't give in to DeChambeau, and his putting was unbelievable. Like I never seen somebody put so good since Speed a few years ago. You know, everybody's raving about him, but I thought Cantony's putting was brilliant, and that's what got with the playoff. He just kept chipping away at DeChambeau, and in the playoff, like the Shambo should have really won it because he had so many chances to win it, but Cantony didn't give up. He kept going, kept going. Even on the par three, when the Shambo hit the 6 feet, Cantony hit it inside him, and then the putt that Cantony made on the 18th was a brilliant putt. You know, he's a very underrated player, and it was a brilliant week from. You know, he's top of the FedEx now on the final event. Plus, he's in the Ryder Cup team now, so a brilliant win for him. McIlroy showed signs of return to form at the BMW. He had three brilliant rounds. Just the second round, you know, that's where he lost shots, to be honest. But you know, he's driving the ball a bit better. He's hitting close wedge shots, you know, which he needs to do, and his putter is starting to come a bit better. If Europe have any chance of winning the Ryder Cup in a few weeks' time, you need McIlroy playing well, so that's good to see. And it was great to see Van Ryan get in to the final FedEx event a few weeks ago. He was 130th, and now he's into the final event. Brilliant for him. And to finish the All Ireland semi final, Kerry and Tyrone, there was a lot of debate around this match beforehand about, you know, Tyrone players and Cobra should have went ahead, should not went ahead, but it eventually had to be played at some stage because I didn't think walkover was the right thing to do, and you know Tyrone come out and they played really well. They put up the Kerry, but Kerry made mistakes at the back. You know, they were wide open on the fence, and like that tour goal, like they thought the ball was out, like they switched off, and Tyrone did brilliantly to score a goal. But I thought Tyrone were playing dangerous game after that because they kind of shut up shop, and you know Kerry got a few points, and it was close in the end. Even the keeper coming up there, wasting time. That was dangerous, but Tyrone got over the line. I think they were the better team today. A well deserved win for them now, and they go on to play Mayo. But for Kerry, like they haven't been tested, and that's why they got beaten. And like I know a lot of people are making excuses. I know Kerry lost the match because Clifford went off. Like I know he's a brilliant player, and he was playing a great match. But like surely they have a lot more good players in the team. Can't just not just a one man team. So I think they came up short because they weren't challenged in the early rounds. When I was watching them against Cork, like they hammered Cork, and that didn't really do anything for them. And maybe the same, like you know, like even like whereas in Ulster, like you're playing good teams all the time, so you're getting a match, and that's why Tyrone probably in the final. Like Ulster is the only province where this you play tough matches. The other three provinces, the big counties like Dublin, Kerry, Mayo, they get easy rides into the quarterfinals, semi-finals, the All Ireland. So maybe that's something has to be looked at going forward. But they're going to be playing Mayo on the 11th of September, and hopefully the match goes ahead. But hopefully it's a good match, and they both go for it because you don't want to see teams sitting back in the final. So I hope you enjoyed the action over the weekend. Thank you.